जय चचा खुशबू तू
जय सच्चिदानंद
मंत्र बोलावीस
हाँ
ओके दीपकानंद जी प्लीज करो खुशबू विल फॉलो अनम्यूट રાખજે
नमो वितरागाय
नमो वितरागाय
नमो अरिहंताणम
नमो अरिहंताणम
नमो सिद्धाणम
नमो सिद्धाणम
नमो आयरियाणम
नमो आयरियाणम
नमो वज्रायाणम
नमो वज्रायणम
नमो लोये सवसाहुणम
नमो लोये सवसाहुणम
ऐसो पंचन मुक्कारो
ऐसो पंचन मुक्कारो
सौवपावपनासनो
सौवपावपणासनो
मंगलाणंच सुवेसिं
मंगलाणवेसिं
पडमं हवै मंगलम्
परमं हवै मंगलम्
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमः शिवाय
ओम नमः शिवाय
जय सच्चिदानंद
जय सच्चिदानंद
Okay. Good. Jai Sachidanand, everybody. Where we left last year time is we had just started column number 2. So, Pulinanandji, before we get more audience, why don't you introduce column number 2? You had just brushed a little bit off. Little bit. So, if you can expand on that column number 2, then we'll go for experience or more questions.
See, column number 2 is in Gujarati, કોઈ પણ ધર્મનું કિંચિત માત્ર પણ પ્રમાણ ન દુભાય. So it has two connotations: not to hurt the sentiments of any religion. First thing is the religion as we understand from the worldly point of view, that Hindu religion, Muslim religion, Christian religion, like that. And the second aspect is the Prakrutik religion or the Prakrutik beliefs of every person. Each person has a belief that this is Muslim belief, Hindu belief, and other beliefs also, Prakrutik belief, If there's a lion, then lion will be roaring, he will eat non-veg, hunt animals, that is. So that is his Prakruti. So the Prakrutik beliefs of each person and the other worldly religions. So it has two meanings. Basically, it goes down to the belief only. So that also covers up the other worldly religions. Hindu religion or the Jain religion believes in ahimsa and many other things. Muslim religion believes in many other things. So everyone has a different set of beliefs. So may I not hurt the beliefs or the religions of anybody, any living being. And of course, the follow-up that may I not hurt others to, means I not get others to hurt or support anyone hurting. Karyu, karavyu, ne anumodyu. All the three are covered up. So that is the first intention of not hurting. And second thing is, in order that I may not hurt anybody, may I have the Syadvad speech, Syadvad thinking, and Syadvad actions. Syadvad again means not to hurt anyone's viewpoint. Everyone is right. So you may put across your thought or your whatever you believe in without hurting the belief of anybody else. So that is the meaning of Syadvad, not to hurt anyone's viewpoint. Everyone has a viewpoint. So Dada says someone operates from 10 degrees, someone operates from 50 degrees, someone operates from 120 degrees, like that. And the enlightened person, like Dada Bhagwan or Tirthankar Bhagwan, they are at the center. And if they are at the center, they can accept the viewpoint from any degree, because they know that this person, whatever he is saying or believing or acting, it is from this particular degree or this particular viewpoint. And he does not have any it does not have any disagreement. People from 10-degree viewpoint may disagree with the person having 60-degree or 120-degree viewpoint, because they are speaking from a particular angle or particular viewpoint. Whereas the one in the center understands that whosoever is doing whatever he is or she is doing is from that particular angle or viewpoint. So there are no disputes. So may I have that type of speech, action, and thoughts, so that it does not hurt any viewpoint. So the Prakritic beliefs we are trying to say, such that we get anchored into the pure soul, but we come into the center, as a result of which, the more we are getting anchored into the center, center means I'm the pure soul. Center means getting anchored into the soul awareness. So the more one is anchored over there, then acceptance of other beliefs will not be issue. And one's desire today is that one's file number 1 behaves, thinks, and talks in a way that does not hurt the viewpoint of anybody else. This is the type of strength we are asking when we say Kalam number 2. So we must know, when we ask for strength of Kalam number 2, it is precisely what we are aiming at, and then try to correlate with 1 or 2 persons where there is a mismatch of viewpoints, and see how you can apply this thinking to that person or that person's behavior, and how you can correct your thinking, how you can sort of synchronize with his thinking or his behaviors, so that he is not hurt, the other person is not hurt, neither are we feeling bad about it. So that is the purpose of asking this strength of this Kalam. We get purified, our vision gets cleared, so that indirectly it is leading to erasing the rag and dvesh, the discharge, rag and dvesh that we have brought, the discharge, attachment, and abhorrence that we have brought. It then ultimately goes over there and it erases that. And once that erased, our vision improves. We are able to see things in a different light, accept people's behavior in a different understand light. Oh, acha, it was like that. Aha, so that's why he's doing like this. Fine, fine. You know, that type of thing. So it brings us to the pure soul state by cleansing the impurities on the vision of file number 1. File number 1 has got some understanding, so cleaning up or improving that. This thing. Cleaning of what? Cleaning of rag, dvesh, cleaning of krodh, man, maya, lobh. Those are the coverings. Those are the coverings. So once those coverings get cleared, we'll be able to see things in a better light. The light and vision which the enlightened persons, Tirthankars and Gnani Purush, have. So the approach go towards that heightened sense of awareness. So that was the basic essence of Kalam number 2. So now we can see what people have to share.
Yeah, I have something to add or a question. Normally when we have interaction with the people and we try to argue, is that a violation of the Kalam number 2?
So when you please come again, what you said? When we
have interaction with people, and then we try to argue my point, their point, all that. So is that violation of the Kalam number 2?
No, argument in the sense we can put forth our viewpoint. We can put forth our viewpoint, but the manner of putting the viewpoint should be that does not hurt the other person's ego. You may disagree with his viewpoint, but the manner of putting across our viewpoint should be such that it doesn't hurt the ego of the other person. And that will happen when we are not too forceful about it. We are not too forceful about our viewpoint. If we are very forceful about our viewpoint, then there is a tendency of that we may hurt the other person. We can be strong, but without hurting. And ultimately, Dada Bhagwan had done the same thing. Ultimately, Dada Bhagwan also done the same. Then he concedes to the other's viewpoint. And then what does he say? You are right from your viewpoint. If it is broad daylight and someone says it is night, Dada Bhagwan said, okay, just see outside, it is so dark. He says, no. Just see, it is so bright. He says, no, it's night. Dada says, I will request once, twice, and then I will leave it. Okay, you are right from your viewpoint. He would not say that I am right or you are wrong. He will say, you are right from your viewpoint and leave it at that. So that is one of the ways of handling arguments or mismatch of viewpoints.
Okay.
That will happen because viewpoints are going to vary. There will be difference of opinion, especially at work. There will be very sharp differences.
Yes.
and that is precisely why we have to ask for this strength. That is precisely why we have to ask for this strength, where we develop the ability to put across our viewpoint without hurting the other's viewpoint. Now, it is not so easy, but by asking for this strength, we can gradually get that insight, if I may say. We might get that insight by which we will be able to do or say or practice this Kalam number 2. That will happen. It will happen with practice. All this will work when our intention is to go to moksha. When our intention is to get before moksha, while we are here, our intention is to be free from abhorrence and attachment. Our intention is not to hurt any living being by mind, body, speech. Because if I hurt, then I'll get reaction, and then again I'll get stuck up. If our intention is not to hurt, want to square up accounts, want to go to moksha, want to be free from anger, pride, deceit, and for that person, all this has some meaning. And by doing this, he will develop one very good thing. The capacity on his insisting the way things should be done from my point of view, that obstinacy or insistence category of the Prakriti, that will gradually diminish or gradually reduce his own personal, the one who is saying that. So when that reduces, it is in a way his spiritual self-advancement. He is working on his kashais, he is working on his ragdvesh. And that is the way for inner peace and happiness. Of course, tap may come in the whole process, but that is the way to square up the accounts without any lingering, what we may say, no claims, squaring of accounts without any claim from anybody. Because all this interaction, if there's a claim in someone's mind for our behaviors, then it's an issue. But the idea is to square up the accounts, the karmic accounts, without any pending claims, Sambhavi Nikal, as you said, squaring up of equanimity. So that is the purpose. It's basically the essence of all the 9 kalams put together is cleansing up Prakriti or file number 1, cleansing up, that's all. So that the awareness that we have, that awareness increases. That's the whole purpose.
Okay, very good. So we have some questions, Lalita Ben.
Jai Satchidanand. I just want to share an experience that I had. I had a patient and she was like what we call a lay minister, she's Christian. She saw me and I took care of her medical problems, but then she wanted to quote unquote, save my soul, introduce me to Christ and bring me into her fold, And she gave me a letter and said, come to this prayer meeting or something like that. And in the conversation, I said, we believe in Christ. We worship him like you do, but, we're Hindus by birth. So anyway, what happened was, in the midst of all my other obligations, I totally forgot about this meeting I was supposed to attend. And she was very upset. She wrote me a long letter saying that I didn't come, that I was missed out on this big opportunity in my life, and etc., etc. I had to sit down and do pratikraman to this lady that I've just seen once as a patient, that had gotten her so riled up to write me this note on how I had missed out on this great opportunity in my life. So, Tennessee is considered Bible Belt area. There's always somebody knocking on your door, wanting you to come to their church or come to their congregation or something like that. So how does one deal with situations like that?
It's perfect. What you did was right, that you did pratikraman. But whenever such a person insists on you joining them, and you may be semi-committed that, okay, I will try to come, but just leave it open. So if in case you don't go, they don't feel bad. And you can, if required, you can tell that I have my guru, or I have my own beliefs, and I'm anchored with my soul. I've realized myself, and I'm advancing on that path. That the Jesus that you have as a symbol or as an idol in front of you, and you are following his sayings. I also have whose sayings do have some similarities over there, but it is giving me a lot of inner bliss. So I'm very happy from within. I've experienced myself, and I'm advancing from the worldly point of view. If you put in your viewpoint, in a way, when and where suitable, not a outright. When and where suitable.
They think they gain points by saving a soul and bringing them to Christ's thing, because their belief is you're going to burn in everlasting hell if you're not a worshiper of Christ. So it's very hard to, especially some people who are very adamant in their viewpoint. Most of my neighbors, they have a live and let live. But there are some people you meet, they just feel so obliged to bring you into their Christian faith.
But then you have to say that the file sambhav se nikal. Then you have to treat it as a file. And I tell you one more thing. What can be done is treat it as a file, and then when you are at home, who a person has asked you to come, you can just do a prayer to the soul within that person, that may her well-being take place. Uska kalyan ho, may her well-being take place. And when a file no sambhav nikal, may I square up this file, the file that has come up. So I accept it. So may I speak so that it doesn't hurt the other person, and may her well-being take place. But that's all. That positive vibrations that will go from your end, then they will get subdued, and then you will get the strength to say appropriate words when they again invite you very strongly to their congregation. That I thank you very much, but I have my own congregation and I have my own beliefs, and I'm experiencing the bliss of the heaven right now in parts. Now, if you say something so strong that you are expecting something to happen in going to heaven, that I'm already experiencing now, and possible, someone who did something bad to me, I did pratikraman, or when someone does any bad to me, I see them as innocent. You can just use the sayings of Jesus, that he always said, love thy neighbor, and all the things that were done to Jesus, but he could very easily forgive all those people who hurt him, defied him, all that stuff. So it's all that happens to me, all that I'm able to forgive. I'm practicing his sayings with a lot of enthusiasm. I'm able to forgive people. People are able to forgive me, or whatever way, The moment you say you are already experiencing all this, you are in a heightened state of inner bliss and this thing. You are in a place of where you can forgive people. You are in a place where you are able to love the neighbor. The essence was prem swarup thau, be love incarnate that Dada Bhagwan was. So he says, I am already on that path, and I'm already experiencing some of it, you see, and I'm very happy otherwise also. No, if you tell them that what you are asking me to achieve by coming to your congregation, I am already experiencing, then that insistence will diminish, stop, or reduce. And maybe afterwards, over a period of time of interaction, they might be curious to know how is it that you are getting this experience, The true seeker might. But what happens is, in Christian faith, as you said, that they have been asked to get more people into it. This is one of the philosophies of increasing their follower strength.
Right. It's like saving a soul gets them a seat in heaven. That's how they're taught.
So saying it's fine. You may please do that, but pardon me, you may save some other souls minus me.
Correct. No, this happened to me a long time ago. I'm just saying that, such things do come up from time to time. But thank you for that.
But the answer is, with due respects to your this thing, but I'm experiencing this. So that is one way to diminish their very hardened expectation of that you must come. And where practical and where it's okay, you might once in a while just attend for the sake of their or his satisfaction, and then you can say, okay, I've come, but I'm experiencing this. Because you see, giving excuses why you could not come, because some neighbor, some phone call, some this and that won't work in the long run. Every time you have to cook up excuses unnecessarily. But once very politely, if you are able to put across this, then it will not be a problem. And that is why we also say, Koipand Dharmanu, the second Kalam, not to hurt the religious sentiment of any living being, will play a part here. By asking for this point, you will get an insight as what you should say or how you should behave when such a person or situation arises. I tell you, it works. Whenever that person comes and then you politely just get out of it, then again you repeat this kalam or ask for this strength within yourself, you will get an insight of what to do and what not, what to say, that is. And the biggest thing is our intention. The whole thing is, what is more important is not what you say, is the intention behind what you say.
Correct.
So if we, by asking of the strength of the second kalam, we developed a very positive intention, and the intention has an impact on the other person. I tell you, more than the words, the intention has an impact. And for us as Mahatmas also, what really counts, or if I may say so within brackets, what Dada Bhagwan really sees is that what was the intention and not what was the action.
Yes, correct.
भाव શું હતો તે ક્રિયા કરી મને मतलब નથી, પણ તારો ભાવ શું હતો, आपका भाव क्या था, आपकी क्रिया से वो तो डिस्चार्ज थी, So from the Vitrag point of view, that makes a difference. And from the present, in this life, our intentions carry a far more impact than the words, and intentions also shape up how we will speak or how we will behave. Like, for example, very simple, just to very simple, all of us have a deep down intention not to hurt anybody by mind and actions. Very clear, everyone, deep down. So that clearly shapes us and reins us when we are little uncomfortable, nasty, or we are not very comfortable. So we said, no, I don't want to hurt the other person. So we decide to let go. Or if someone has hurt us, we forgive that hurt because you don't want to retaliate. Why? Because you don't want to hurt and carry again.
Mm-hmm.
So when we nurture this intention, it does operate in some ways and somewhere. So same way, the intentions of the Kalams for the second Kalam, for example, that also will operate. That also will operate over a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell you, this Kalam, I don't know how much of it has been really understood or well propagated, but it is also very powerful and is required when we are dealing with sticky files, or required when dealing with this thing people where they are very insistent on their viewpoints. And then what do I do? So maybe give me.
By the same token, I have a Gujarati friend. She's a very staunch Swaminarayan, Bhakt.
Okay.
And every Diwali, she gives me a calendar and she gives me some sweets. And then she says, "Aap aana hamara mandir, aap aiye," And I've taken her to my puja room and showed her Dada's picture, showed her Simandar Swami. She still is trying to convince me that that is good for my salvation, but we've left it at that. So it's not just Christians, there are staunch believers in our own community who want you to come. I told her I'd been to the Baptist temple in Atlanta and it was just really beautiful, but she's been wanting me to come for their functions.
That will happen. That will happen. I fully understand. That will happen. Because closer the friendship, more will be the insistence. Because deep down, everyone has a feeling that may my acquaintance also get advantage of the beliefs or practices that I am engaged in. So what you could do perhaps is that perhaps you could give some of our Dada's books, for example.
I told her, I said, you speak Gujarati, this is just the thing for you, but she's set in her ways. So, I don't want to.
Anyway, all I'm saying is the way she has taken concern for you, that may you get the advantage of what she is enjoying. Same way, you must share. See, this is what my Dada Bhagwan is saying. This is the book. You must try to take advantage of it. Now, what will happen is, by the same token, the way you are feeling that she's a staunch believer of Swaminarayan and wants to remain over there, she will also get the same impression that Lata Ben is also a staunch believer of Dada Bhagwan and she wants to stay there.
Yes, she's got that impression.
So what will happen is then it will remain a polite conversation where we are sharing our viewpoints of our respective religious leaders or religious masters.
She's very helpful, like she stops by and says, anytime you need anything, please call me. And that way she's very kind. And, especially after what we went through with Dr. Radhe, she's always stopped by and said, Auntie, aapko kuch bhi chahiye to hame batana, so that way they're very helpful and, ready to assist.
True. This is the hallmark of a true seeker, whichever religion he practices. That humility and obligation that has to be there. So it's good, na? I mean, it's very nice. You are somewhere in a place where Dada Bhagwan was, where he had n number of viewpoints to handle, n number of people to handle with different faiths and all things. But how he was anchored and he could do it, same way we have to remain anchored and just manage it in a polite way. And we appreciate each other's worldly feelings. We'll appreciate and help each other in our worldly dealings. And we respect each other's religious viewpoints. That's all. So it will remain as a healthy relationship without the two beliefs, her belief in Swaminarayan, our belief in Dada Bhagwan, without a conflict of the two beliefs.
Exactly.
That the human relation and the rapport will remain intact. So this is why the second column also helps.
Yes.
Yes. Nice.
Jai Satchidanand. That was nice.
Deepakanandji, you want to comment?
Yes, no comment. Elaboration, total.
Elaborations. Okay.
Yes. Dada was in his bliss all the time?
Yes.
Did he come to our level?
Yes.
from his bliss
Yes.
and lived an exemplary life.
Correct.
He built a trust in us, right?
Yes.
And Dada said that after self-realization, you need not go anywhere.
Correct.
Need not go anywhere. But if you want to outreach Dada Bhagwan to the world, you'll have to go to that place also. Build their confidence. See, with such conviction, they are talking without self-realization, without real experience of their true self, by their simple belief in Christ or Swaminarayan or any God. We have got the science of life and living. So shouldn't we have that level of confidence and say, okay, I'll come. And see, it's like when you go there, they will be forced to come. We don't want to bring them. But our job or our understanding, as Dada Bhagwan has said, we want to open that science at the core of their heart of every worldly religion. That this science, if it is not there, your religion will become, or it is blind. So if you really want to understand and really without any reservation, go meet them, spend some time with them. You're not going to lose that science. Are you going to lose your science?
No, Deepakanandji, that's your job, not for me to go.
No, you're mistaken. You are thoroughly mistaken. Every Mahatma is potential Dada Bhagwan. Those trying to run away from your responsibility. I believe that way. Pulinanandji, what do you say? Oh, what is there in it? You go. And if you see, what is this? What we have said is the world divided on the basis of religion?
Yes.
Why?
Belief.
No, not belief. They don't have the science, that absolute science of perfection, absolute science of life and living. And if you want your children to listen to you, to follow you, you have to play with them. But by playing, you're not going to lose your identity. Are you going to lose your identity?
No.
Oh, all these young mothers, they say, oh, Mama, I have prepared dosa today. You will have to come and enjoy my meal. Okay, yes, there is no vessels, there is no dosa, there is no batter, nothing is there. And she says, okay, take this dosa.
Right.
You take it in the plate. You don't see a plate, but still you show off that, okay, there's a plate. And after eating, they say, how is it, Mama? And say, wonderful. Tomorrow make something else also, and I will join you. See, this is how you connect yourself. We have known the center, we have known the core of every existence. You don't need to run away from it. And I don't think so you're running away, but at times we feel like we are not confident enough. No. Also, one more thing. If they give their books, you give your book. Who am I? Don't give Dada Bhagwan. Who is Dada Bhagwan? Even Dada Bhagwan also you can give. But give them, who am I? And be with them, spend time with them. You're not going to lose your focus. What do you think? Are you going to lose your focus? Can a Mahatma lose his focus or her focus? Not possible. If we don't intend to change anybody's religion, but we want to bring in and open that science within them, which Dada has opened within us. Do you understand? So you don't need pratikraman. Pratikraman is if you go there, that is your pratikraman, I believe.
You're putting me on the spot.
No, but it is like that. See, you will have fun. You will understand what is their belief, what they believe in, what they do, and then you'll be able to put our Dada's science. That is not our, I'll say. It's a universal science. You know, we believe in one world, one family. That is the core of our understanding. Yes or no?
Yes.
We don't go and convert anybody into Christian or Hindu. No. Do you understand?
Yes.
If they are Swaminarayan, if they are Vaishnava, if you don't go there, then you expect them to come, forget it. Do you understand? Go there, have fun with them, try to understand, keep asking questions. There's nothing wrong. So they will also start scratching their head that whatever I am believing, do I know all these things? And then you say, this is my humble understanding. And then start thinking, something special is there with Lalita. Do you understand? Because we are going with Shuddha Upyog, divine vision. Jiva's third eye. And it is open. We are not drawn an eye and showing people that it's open. It is open. And we are living that Shiva state all the time, 24/7. Right? So think about it. Keep these simple books ready. Online also it is there. You can give them hard copies also. And I believe you must be having some of the copies at least. So I believe if you have a great opportunity, you know, when you go there and by chance any Aputra visits you and you say that my Guruji has come, my teacher has come, they'll say, welcome. Do you understand? Otherwise, all out of the blue, you'd never go them, you'd never see them, you'd never communicate. And they say, our Guruji has come, our master has come, our teacher has come. Why don't you join? They will not show up. Do you understand? I am giving this idea why. We visited one city in America, and the temple was just 1.5 miles away. And all Hindus were staying there. It was a Hindu temple. And it so happened that we had gone there and we had Gnan Vidhi also. So even the main Panditji of the Maharaj of the temple, he had taken and several others. Now, we went after, I think, so 1 or 2 years, 2 years. And then when I was there, nobody was showing up. I said, what is the problem? So I said, don't you go to the temple? No. There's no need. We have got everything what we want. I said, how do you expect them to come when you don't go there? You will go there not as Vyavar, but you will go with this vision, Dada's vision. Do you understand? And when you go there, they will be compelled to come. And these words, Dada's words, let it work. Do you understand? So then I came to know that in the last 2 years after our visit, they didn't show up. They didn't go to the temple anytime, just 1.5 miles away. So we don't need to go to temple like this and do this Murti Puja and all that stuff. Did you understand? You think about what Dada did with us. Oh, what a highest level. He says, I'm near Aryan Bhagwan. He came to our level and spent time with us, blessed us, made us sit around him. Isn't that so?
Okay.
Janama.
Okay.
Yes. I heard you.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Lalita Ben, we can share, Mike can share a lot of stories. We are always in the public light and go over. We do a lot of seminars. We have brought a lot of non-Christian, Christians and all that. But I can share. And now we live in a community where we have Vaishnavas, we have Jains, we have Swaminarayans, we have all kinds of stuff. So we'll talk some the other day. Let's talk to, it's like I agree with Deepakanandji. We have been doing that all the time. So anyway, we can share some other day. Shalyaben?
Just 1 minute. Don't miss this opportunity. Pulinanandji, don't you think If I don't come to your place, I expect you to come to my place. How is it possible?
I just said that time permitting, with Vitarag Bhav, with you may visit them for their satisfaction, and they may reciprocate. But you see, there are one thing is our intention that they get the religion content, as he said, the spiritual, the science content of it. Whether it is Swaminarayan Bhagwan or Dada Bhagwan, what is the science of blissful living, the cause and effect and stuff like that. So that is what we could perhaps share. And there are two viewpoints also. There you see, Dada Bhagwan did the well-being or kalyan of those who came to him. He did not go very much. Wherever he such people came to him, he went out. That was the way. And as far as Swaminarayan, with due respects to their followers and their practices, Dada Bhagwan once mentioned that they are really staunch people, and it is difficult to convert those people. So there will be some people of faith. I also have gone through this. I had a neighbor in my place where I stay, and then I did share with him a staunch Vaishnavite. He said, "Oh, it's good, but then I'm fine with what I am." You see,
correct.
But in my case, I didn't have the issue which you have, that he insisting on I going to his place or his spiritual gatherings. So as far as gatherings go, you might go just for the Vyavhar part of it, or with the feeling that may they get advantage of the science of our Dada Bhagwan aspect of it. You practice Swaminarayan, but understand the science part of it. That feeling we have to have, because expressing in words may not be very much possible every time. So the inner intent and the giving of the books, where the concept will be carried forward, will be conveyed rather in Dada Bhagwan's words. So there will be a more impact. So you could leave it at that. And as what will really impact them is our behaviors and our inner feelings towards them. Whenever you meet, where their welfare take place, that is your inner feeling, and our behavior of obliging and all that stuff. Those will carry an impact. Oh, she's a practitioner or follower of Dada Bhagwan. So there is something. And I can tell you, one thing, what will really make an impact is our ever blissful state or our ever smiling face. That time, how is it that you always keep smiling in spite of that notch? So somewhere that is what will impact them and make them question, she's having something which I'm not having. And that would open the door to their trying to understand our viewpoint or our belief system. So attempts could be made, and I would put it that way, because there are viewpoints. There are viewpoints on this topic. We can go to the next.
Yeah. Also, this time Maheshananji was here. So we had 3 sessions at Anand Vihar, and I kept the subject Sanatan Dharma and Sanatan Sukh. Everybody came. Okay, so that was, you can watch the recording. Lalita Ben, really good interaction with the non-Mahatmas. Okay, Shalya Ben?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji, Jai Sachidanand Deepakanandji, Jai Sachidanand Mahatmas. First of all, thank you for Lalita-ji for bringing this question, because this is a very a question which we can all relate to. We have all been in these situations, and thank you for the detailed explanation. So it gives us some practical, it gives me how to handle such situations. And moving on to my question, I just wanted to say about my experience in trying to practice Kalam 2 was first, when I looked at Kalam 2, I was under the impression that, okay, this seems to be something like almost like an extension of 1. So it should be easier, because you're basically trying to still not hurt the other person, not hurt the other person's ego, whether it is their dharmic belief or in their dharma. But then after reflecting on file number 1's actions, then I realized that in the past, it has happened a lot when other people have looked down on others. I mean, when people have looked down on others in terms of caste or religion or, religious beliefs, it has happened a lot. And usually file number 1, Saila's reaction has always been a sense of a kind of this is not right. This is not the right. This is not how it should be. All men and women are equal. And it should never be, people should not be looked down upon like this. But now this Kalam 2, while practicing, I am now trying to, I've never been vocal about it, but that anger has been there initially, like this is not right. But now when I'm trying to practice Kalam 2, I'm trying to be, like you said, not openly, verbally express anything, and also internally accept it. Okay, this is how they'll be. And we should not judge, because I realized that I was being very judgmental. I have been judging. So is that how I should I be doing pratikaman for how I've been, my past actions? How should, going forward, how should I handle my reaction to this? Like when I feel something I feel like, oh, this is not right. No, I should, just in my mind.
No, it is fine. All of us have go through this before we understand. See, basically, that this may not happen in future, one small piece of understanding might help you. You see, Dada Bhagwan had said that human beings have different levels of spiritual development.
Yes.
Every human, and the scriptures mentioned 14 lakh types of layers of human development are there. And from the 360 degrees point of view, Dada said there are 360 degrees type of developments. So when a living creature comes into the human form for the first time, he has been roaming around in the 84 lakh yonis, from the animal form, plant form, and species and all that.
Yes.
So the first time he comes as a Negro in the Africa. That is the least development form of human being, Then as he evolves spiritually, then he comes to America, then Europe, and then finally he comes to India, where he realizes that he is the doer, that he realizes in rebirth that whatever I do, I'll have to, suffer and all that. And in India also, there are various religious practices, Vaishnava, this, that, etc.
Yes.
So now each human being is evolving spiritually, is in understanding of right, wrong, non-violence and all that.
Right.
So every human being gets a religion or a spiritual practice according to his development.
Spiritual development.
Just like in a school, you have class 1 to class 10, for example, grade 1 to grade 10. So the students of grade 1 and 2 need a teacher of grade 1 and 2. A teacher of grade 10 may not be suitable for that student because they has to talk in that particular language.
Yes.
Similarly, a teacher of grade 1 is not suitable for students of class 10 because that's developments are different. Don't take it literally, take it the essence of what I'm trying to say. Because then there'll be arguments, you take it literally. 10 standard can always teach one standard. That's the essence of it. So what happens is, based on the development of a human being, he gets a particular religion and a religious master, a guru, as we may say it. Now, this is time immemorial because it's a journey, where each living creature goes through from class 1 to 10. He goes from the lower being to higher understanding till he comes to Dada Bhagwan. Someone asked, Dada Bhagwan, are all religions equal? He said, no. All religions are right, but they are not equal.
Oh,
they are right from their viewpoints. Because it is appropriate. Just because I have gone into grade 7 does not mean grade 1 is useless. I have come from grade 1. I have evolved through all these spiritual religions and come finally to India and finally to Dada Bhagwan. You see? So what he said, all religions are all religions are not equal, but they are right. So how do you grade the religions where you gradually go towards non-violence? Those are little higher or evolved religions.
Yes.
Then the religions where they seek who is the doer, seek who am I, self-realized, where they seek, those are still higher religions. And where who am I is realized, that is the final religion. So Dada Bhagwan put the relative religions from that perspective when someone asked him this question. So the religions are different because the development of human beings are different. So depending on their development, they need this. Going to an extreme example, going to a very extreme example, gross example, in India, you have laborers cutting in the farms, or laborers in the construction site. Now, if I talk to him about moksha and atma, it is just of no use, because he's not evolved, he is not developed to that extent. He will need a gross religion where he does prayer to his God and does some little bhakti and all that. That's all. Simple. That's all. Because his development has not taken place. Spiritual development. He's in the process of evolving. He's in the process. He will come over there. So because the developments of each person or human being is different, they will have different religions, they will have different spiritual masters. You see? So with this in mind, you will be able to accept that whoever he is, wherever he is, whichever religion he is practicing, he is right, because he is in the process of development. Like in a school, a child will move from grade 1, then to grade 2, then grade 3, grade 4. Similarly, in religious also, people will move from religion 1, religion 2, religion 3, religion 4. So if you have this understanding, then you will cease to look down upon any other religion. This is not right, this is not right. Because we are looking from our viewpoint. Had we not got Dada Bhagwan and we were in their shoes, then we would feel what we are doing is right. So we cannot look from our viewpoint. We have to look from a global viewpoint that yes, he is evolving. So like if a 6-month child, if he roams about a little without clothes in the house, people may not object. But a 10 or 12-year-old boy roaming around without clothes is bad, because that is the understanding or development of that child, So similarly, each human being has a development. For him, that particular religion or his practices are appropriate, are suitable, because from there only he will evolve up. So once I have this understanding, then the question of feeling bad about other religions and feeling this is not right will go away, because it is right for them.
Yeah. My point was the sense of when I feel that they should not be looking down upon other people, other human beings. When they look down upon others, like they say, okay, when it comes to caste, and I used to react to it, not verbally, but I used to feel that this is wrong. They should not be looking down on others. So, but that's now I have learned to have, because of this Gyan, I've become more tolerant. And okay, it is their viewpoint. Like you said, it's their development. If they look down upon others, then it's totally
their problem. No, we can't feel bad about someone's other's viewpoint.
Exactly. Yes, that has helped me in this. Now I've learned that this is how I should handle this. So it
is their viewpoint, and that viewpoints it will always be differences.
You can't change it.
So all we can do is, if we feel disturbed because of their viewpoint and they looking down upon some caste or some religions, and we feel bad about it, all we can do is we can say, put an inner prayer, may their well-being take place, may they understand the truth, and leave it at that.
Exactly. Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
It has helped me in understanding file number 1 and my actions, and I've learned to deal with this now. And
So then we have to say, uska kalyan ho, uska bhala ho. What Dada Bhagwan did, that's all. He only prayed for the well-being of everybody.
Yes.
So that is to remove our anguish or discomfort when others look down upon this thing.
Yes.
Now, if I understand, he's speaking from his viewpoint, then I'm able to tolerate it.
Yeah, now I'm able to do it. Yes. Yeah, definitely. It has made a difference.
Yeah, just quickly. See, as Dada is very well said, all these different religions are on the circle, and science is there in the center. So until one reaches or get to know about this science, these differences will be there. You can't help.
Yes.
But when you get to know this science, then you know that it is common and core of every existence. So when we are in the world where different belief, faith, people come together, the only master key what we must have is adjustment.
Yes.
Accept all religions. But without scientific vision, without science at the core, it will be rather difficult. So different religions are like how you have different grades in the school. Every grade is important in its place. It helps the person grow from one level to another. But when he gets to know the science, then all grades become equivalent for them because he lives with the science in his vision.
Right, right.
And the same thing, what you are experiencing is that now you have no problem or less problem because you have known the science now.
Exactly. Yes.
So like Professor B.F. Skinner, psychologist, he said every individual is radically conditioned from his very childhood through religious and other beliefs.
Yes. Yes.
Now you imagine how can one eradicate and come out of these limitations of these radical beliefs? It is not easy. It is not easy. But when they get to know the science, then everything gets well with them. And in fact, man of science is really man of conviction, total conviction. And he or she will never have any problem dealing with anyone in any situation, come what may. That's Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand, very useful.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay. So next time you can share your experience, Deepakanandji, or the classes you were to take with Mrs. What's her name? I forgot now. Deepakanandji, in Atlanta. Okay, anyway, you can share your experience in teaching those classes. And I also taught.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I took
Professor Gibbs.
Yeah.
Professor Deborah Gibbs.
And I took a couple of classes in University of Massachusetts too, so we can share some experience. Anyway,
surely,
okay,
yes.
Time's up. Deepakanandji, can you do 3 months of puja, please? Follow? Puja, we didn't have a chance for you, so we'll give you next time then.
No problem, sir.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loe Savva Sahunam.
Namo Loe Savva Sahunam.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Savvapa Vappanasano.
Savvapa Vappanasano.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Okay, Jai Satchidanand. We will continue with experience of column number 1 and 2. Okay, so please start jotting down your experiences, and we'll see you next time. Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand.